Welcome back everyone to yet another review video, and today we will be discussing the upcoming James Bond movie No Time to Die, and more specifically we're going to talk about this Chukka Boot from Crockett Jones called the Molton in dark brown Roughout Suede. Coming up. So if you have watched the video about the Crockett Jones Coniston in dark brown Roughout Suede, you pretty much know what this is going to be about. However, this particular boot is part of a more special collection where Crockett Jones has partnered with the company that produces the James Bond film franchise, and for each movie pretty much they give the main character, James Bond, a certain style or a certain boot, and they promote it along the film. For example, in Spectre they had another Chukka boot called the Tetbury. For the upcoming movie called No Time to Die, which has been delayed a few times already, should be coming up in April 2021, I think, if everything goes well. They have made a collection called the No Time to Die collection, and they have released 3 special models that appear in the film. One of them is the Highbury, which is a plain toe derby, black. There is the James, which is a whole cut from the 100 collection and it's quite expensive and comes with a lot of goodies. And of course there is this. This is called the Molton. It is a plain toe 3-eyelet Chukka in dark brown Roughout Suede. And James Bond wears this during the scenes he films in Norway. So you can guess this is quite a durable boot. It is very interesting. It's a very casual boot, but also very durable. I have talked about the properties of Roughout Suede later before, and due to its waxy surface and how dense it feels, for a suede it's extremely durable, and pretty much Crockett Jones calls it age defying, and you will probably find out why. As always, we are going to show a close-up of the boots and go through the features and how it looks and everything, and in the end we're going to discuss sizing, a bit of the last, and of course availability. So stay tuned and let's begin. Alright, so what we're going to do now is we're going to take a closer look at the actual boots, and what we begin is what they are. So this is as you can see, this is a plain front 3-eyelet Chukka boot with quite pretty much it's a very aggressively square toe on the front, not the kind of elegant one you usually see, but this is more of a blunt one, I would say. This is the 336 last actually, and as a result of the shape that it has on the front, your toes are going to be rather very close to the front, so there's not going to be so much space at the front, but the last is well designed so it accommodates for your foot. What I find quite interesting when I touch the leather, because it's Roughout Suede, but I have mentioned before that usually towards the edges and especially at the front and on the back of the shoe, what you will see is that it has even more a waxier feeling, which is not possible to show you on camera, but here it has a much waxier feeling and more coarse feeling. But when you touch the other parts of the leather, such as here, it is actually very, very smooth, and you will have pretty much no idea that this is actually some form of suede. It has quite an accommodating, I would say, instep here. Also, it does help with the 3 eyelets. It is a very impressive boot. This is one quite big actually because it's a UK 11, so it fills most of the screen. What I really like compared to the Coniston Roughout Suede that you might have seen is that while they share the same sort of construction and the same dinite sole, the difference is that if you see very close here, like along the welt, you can see that let's call it the storm welt, has a more of a indented look to it and a bit of a jagged look, and I actually think that it looks pretty cool. It's very well trimmed everywhere, and if you see the stitching along the welt is also very, very well made. The same goes for up here. There is not so much stitching and there's no so many pieces of leather sewn together. It's one here around the eyelets and of course the back seam on the side. And you can also see the profile of the pretty thick and pretty good dinite sole, which I will show you here also. Here is a better look at the toe shape. And of course we have a Crockett Jones Danite sole here, and it's has a the studs here. It's very well built, as I always say. There's not much, beveling or tight waist as you might expect from a shoe like this, which is quite casual. It really impresses me how the leather, how sturdy it is. You can also see partly in places like these how it's not exactly scratched, but it will develop a lot of character. And this is a very, very strong leather that is going to be perfect for, like winter time. In fact, you will see James Bond. This is one of James Bond's shoes in the new movie No Time to Die, and you will see that he uses this particular boot during his scenes filmed in Norway, which is quite a harsh environment, you would say. So it goes around to prove that it's possible to use it in colder weather, in rain, and possibly snow. So just because it's suede, do not be afraid of that. Let's take a look at the other one as well. Of course, inside, hard to show you. Let's see. The Crockett Jones logo, of course. You might be able to see here how well trimmed the inner lining is. It's something that really impresses me in Crockett Jones. It already is difficult to show you. Maybe you can see here that there are already some sort of marks which are part of the natural feeling of this leather. Again, very smooth around this area and very, very waxy and dense on the front, which is quite normal because you would expect it to be more hard wearing around there. Back seam is also really well made, straight up. There's no pull tab this time, which I actually think it's pretty cool. So you will not have any issue with your pants getting stuck there. Once again, the welt is very well trimmed. Few minor threads here and there. I think this kind of boot is going to develop a lot of character over the years, and you don't really need so much maintenance. What I also like is that they put a more, it's not natural, but it's more of a reddish brown color to go around here, the first part of the midsole, but an extra part here as well, so around the heel. Very nice, very well made boot. I'll try to show you both of them again. So this is a nice look, very well made, and that's it. So let's discuss sizing. And that was it. I hope you enjoyed the close-up. It's a very unique leather and quite a special boot. What is mostly impressive about this is that Roughout Suede leather from Crockett Jones tends to cost a little less than your regular calfskin. So these are actually quite affordable. You can find them in any official retailer, or you can purchase them through me at the Noble Shoe for, I would say right now, at the moment of this video, it will cost you $419.99, including free shipping, which is a pretty good price for a Goodyear welted shoe made in England, and I think it's a fairly good price for a casual everyday boot. Now, I will put all the information in the description down below, so feel free to check it out after. When it comes to sizing, something I didn't discuss properly in the close-up is that these are on the 336 last, I think. So I did say how the toe box will be. It's a bit more boxy towards the front, and I would say quite regular fit. I cannot put them on because obviously these are not my size, and it's for a client, but it looks like it's a rather generous fit, but without being overly generous. And since this is a more rugged casual boot, honestly the advice would be probably to be true to size and not size down half, because your toes are already quite towards the front. So if you size down, you might have some issues right here. I would say take your regular UK size, especially in Crockett Jones. Otherwise, we already talked about most of the features. Durable leather, fairly priced. It has some sort of like a wow factor when you check it up close. And for those of you that are fans of James Bond in general, you can pretend that you're a part of the movie or that you have something from there and you actually didn't break the bank. I mean, standard, very good Crockett Jones quality for actually affordable price. So if you like the boots, if you like the video, please leave a thumbs up. and make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel. As you can see, I have a lot of content when it comes to Crockett Jones, to Carlos Santos, and generally Goodyear welted brands. So I am trying to showcase to you, even if sometimes the videos are shorter, something unique or something you don't see every day, or it's hard to find information about. So I hope you appreciate it, as I do when you're watching. And that was the video for today. And please stay tuned for the bad joke of the week that's coming up. So what does James Bond do before he goes to bed? He goes undercover, of course. I think that's a very fitting bad joke for today, considering the topic of the No Time to Die movie. So I hope you enjoyed it. And of course, if you have your own bad dad joke, please leave it in the comments down below or send it via email to me, and maybe you will be featured. So until next time, I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you. Bye.